Hi everyone and welcome to DIY with Nadia. So today I got two crafts for you and both of them are made with cardboard. The challenge that I'm participating in was to make things out of cardboard and I had cardboard boxes. So one box I made into a succulent planter and the other one I made for remote control holder, and I thought that was so fun because I actually needed one. So that was perfect. Now about the challenge. This challenge is useful DIYs, which both of them are. One is going to be a decor, the other one's for remote controls. And this challenge is hosted by the lovely Mom Does Life Handmade, and she hosts these every month. And this month's theme was cardboard. Now, this challenge is also co-hosted by the lovely Yelena from Blondie Next Door. And her DIYs are very modern and beautiful and simple. And both of these DIYers are just amazing. Mom Does, I have been watching her for a few years now, so love both of these channels. One cool thing about being part of a challenge is that you can just hit a playlist and you can watch everyone's DIYs. So I'm going to also attach the playlist in the description box below, and you can enjoy all the other participants and see what they made, including our co-host and host. So with that being said, let's get into the video. To get started on my project, I'm just grabbing my box and removing the top from it. I chose this box because it was nice and sturdy and it was a perfect size. It is 8 inches long, 6 inches wide, and it is 4 inches in height. I felt that the sides of my box were a little bit on the loose side and I wanted them to be nice and perfect, so I just grabbed some packing tape and went over the box a few times with the tape. Now for the burlap. The only burlap I had on hand was this beautiful burlap that I got at Walmart, and this was the only one that was wide enough to cover the height of my box. Now, I'll be honest, because this was the only white ribbon that I had on hand, I was worried about that red stripe in the middle, and I wanted to make sure that my project did not look like a Christmas display, but it looked like something that I can use throughout the year. What do you guys think? How did I do on the final project and how it looks? Would you put it out in the middle of the summer, or would you think it's something that is more holiday looking? Let me know down below. I chose this 5-inch burlap ribbon because the height of my box was 4 inches. I started by hot gluing the ribbon to the back of my box, went around and cut to size. Because I only used hot glue in the back where both of my ribbons were connecting, I just went around and made sure that my red stripe is in the center throughout the box. Now I'm just hot gluing and folding into the box, and then I will do the same thing at the bottom of the box. I was a little bit more careful hot gluing the bottom because you want to make sure that it's nice and straight. So first I hot glued the sides, and then I folded in the front and the back and reinforced all 4 corners with a little bit more of hot glue.
To tame down that red stripe in the middle, I decided to use a scrap piece of burlap that I had, and this burlap piece was a little bit over an inch in width, and I just hot glued it all around the box. But to make sure the hot glue did not show up on the edges of the box, I only hot glued it and attached it to the corners of the box. I wanted to see if this technique would work and how visible it would be, and I have to admit it looks really nice. So when you look at the box from the front or the left or the right, it's not visible at all. Now I'm grabbing this twine from the Dollar Tree and I'm just wrapping it around the middle of my box 3 times and hot gluing it to the front center. With the remaining twine, I decided to make a bow. I first cut off a little piece to act as a tail to tie the ribbon together. The remaining twine I just wrapped around my fingers and then tied in the middle with the second piece to make the bow. And now I'm just hot gluing the bow to the front center of the box. To fill this box, I will be using this white floral foam from the Dollar Tree, and it took me 2 and a little bit more to fill it up all the way. Now it's time to do the top of the box. I'm just grabbing some reindeer moss that I got at the Dollar Tree. The tall succulents are actually from a set from IKEA, and the flat ones are left over from a previous project that I did. For the finishing touch, I decided to get one of these chalkboard wooden stakes, and using these stickers from Michael's, I decided to write out the word grow. For our second project, I decided to use a thin, long box that I actually got jewelry in. And as you can see, there were little handles on it, but I cut those off. And now I'm just grabbing some liner paper that you've seen at the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to wrap this whole box in this paper. I decided to do this part in sections. So the first section is going to be front to back. The second piece is going to be left side to right side of the box. The third piece is going to be the inside of the box, or the inside half of the box. And the fourth piece is going to be for the divider that I'm going to put in the box. I found that the hardest part of this process was actually peeling away that paper because I had no nails and it was so hard to do that. So I started off by doing the inside, and I just peeled off the paper on one side and just kept on peeling it off as I was putting it around the inside perimeter of the box. I was worried that my piece that was going from side to side was not going to be enough to cover and go inside the box, so I just cut off 2 little strips and taped over the top sides of the box. To make sure I was putting my box in the middle, I first lined up the paper with my box. With a pencil, I marked both sides. Then I ripped away the paper and folded it at those lines that I marked. Then I simply put the box straight onto the sticky part, and then ripped away both sides and just stuck them to the sides of the box. I then repeated the same process, taping from front to back. Now that we've taped front to back, I'm just cutting off the excess. If you're wondering why I did do the extra 1/2 inch excess, that's just because in case you tape it on crooked, you still have room to juggle and make sure that you have a nice pretty picture, because there's kind of no going back. If you make it crooked, it's either you're going to ruin the whole piece or you're going to have to start over. I wanted to make a divider for my remote control holder, so I just grabbed another piece of cardboard, cut it to size, then covered with another piece of shelf liner, and then just placed it in the middle of the box. And now it's time to jazz up our remote control holder. I'm going to start with this 1.5 inch black ribbon, and I'm going to go just on one side from front to back and hot glue it inside. Then I'm moving on to my white ribbon, which is slightly smaller. My white ribbon is 1 inch, and I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to go in the middle of my black ribbon and just go around. To bring the black out, I decided to get some of these gems, and I got these gems on Amazon. The box was not included. And I just took 5 of them and spread them on the white ribbon. Then I grabbed my measuring mat and made sure that my gems were semi-evenly spread out, and then just simply hot glued them to the ribbon.